Imagine meeting Jesus on a quiet afternoon while sitting in the park. What would you ask him? Well, one woman had this incredible opportunity, and what she discovered is amazing. Stay with us to discover the revelation that could seal the fate of humanity. Hello everyone, and welcome to our channel. Before we dive into a story that could completely change our perception of the future, remember to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell. You won't want to miss what we're about to share. The experience of Maria, an elderly lady from the peaceful town of Assisi, has all the charm of a mystical and prophetic event. On a day that seemed ordinary, his life took an extraordinary turn. The city park, a place usually dedicated to rest and tranquility, becomes the stage for a surprising and intense apparition, the face-to-face meeting with Jesus. This event, described as enlightening both literally and metaphorically, leads Mary to witness a sort of divine revelation. The appearance of Jesus is not only a symbol of peace or redemption, but becomes a moment of prophetic disclosure. The tranquility of his voice contrasts with the gravity of the topics covered, an uncertain and fearful future for our world. The narrative goes into the details of the predictions made by Jesus. It's about irreversible climate change, a threat that modern science continues to highlight as one of the greatest challenges of our time. It also mentions conflicts on a global scale, which could result from resources becoming increasingly scarce and international tensions growing. Finally, it speaks of a crisis of humanity, perhaps referring to a loss of ethical and moral values that could lead to widespread social degradation. The detail and precision of the prophecies described by Mary are such as to leave her disconcerted and deeply touched. Jesus' words are not just a warning, but an urgent appeal to humanity for change, an alarm bell that rings loudly in Mary's heart and which, through her story, reaches us too. The question that follows this narrative is inevitably full of emotional tension and reflection. Is there truth in these revelations? The answer can vary widely depending on individual beliefs about spirituality and religion. For some, the appearance of Jesus can be seen as a powerful metaphor, a means through which to express deepest concerns about the future of our planet and our society. For others, it could be interpreted as a true divine manifestation, a supernatural signal that cannot be ignored. As for the reaction we should have when faced with such a prophecy, this also lies very much in the personal and collective field. It could inspire some to take concrete action to mitigate the effects of climate change, to work for peace and understanding between peoples, or to renew commitment to stronger humanitarian values. For others, it might serve as a moment of personal reflection on the meaning of spirituality and human destiny. In conclusion, Mary's tale, regardless of its divine or imaginative origin, serves as a powerful reminder of the challenges we are facing and the role each of us can play in shaping the future of the world. Now I want to issue a challenge to all of you who are watching. If you believe in the power of visions and revelations, and think there is a deeper message in what Mary experienced, write in the comments, "I believe in Jesus." Let us do it as a gesture of unity and faith, regardless of how we interpret these prophecies. And if you have doubts or see things differently, share this too. It's important that we speak openly about our beliefs in contexts like this, where the future of our world may be at stake. Maria's decision to bring her story to the public is driven by a sense of responsibility and urgency. In her heart, the belief that the message received is not just for her, but for all of humanity. The mystical experience thus becomes a vehicle for a broader mission, to raise awareness in the world of the looming dangers and encourage collective change. Maria understands that the prophecies must not be interpreted as inevitable fatalities, but as preventive warnings, opportunities to deviate from a potentially destructive path. His choice to share these warnings follows the logic that only through awareness and cooperation can we hope to avoid the worst future scenarios. The message that Mary transmits is therefore twofold. On the one hand, there is the description of a future that could be dark and full of tribulations. On the other, a call to action emerges that encourages us not to remain passive. His story presents us with a moral and practical crossroads. Ignore the warnings, continuing as if nothing had happened, or listen and act proactively to change the course of things. However, the suggested action is not described as a simple or individual task. Maria emphasizes the importance of collaboration and unity. The change necessary to avert the described futures is collective, requiring the shared commitment of communities, nations, and, on an even broader level, all of humanity. It is an invitation to reflect on our daily actions, our environmental impact, our social and economic policies, and how we treat each other and the world around us. In this sense, the decision of each individual and community to respond to Mary's appeal becomes crucial. It is not just a personal choice, but a collective commitment towards the future. Maria's story, with its visions of global catastrophes and human crises, serves as a catalyst for deep reflection on what it means to live responsibly on our planet. Mary, therefore, positions herself not only as a witness to a supernatural message, but also as a spokesperson for an ethical and practical challenge that concerns us all. His hope is that by sharing his experience, he can inspire others not to remain indifferent, but to mobilize for a better future, choosing to act now before it is too late.